In last video, we talked about distance time graph for uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now in this video, we will be discussing about velocity time graph. As there was a distance time graph and distance was in y-axis and time was in x-axis. Similarly, when velocity time graph is there, velocity will be in y-axis and time will be in x-axis. As you can see, there are two graphs. One is this is for uniform motion and this is for non-uniform motion. In uniform motion, there will be a straight line like it was in distance time graph. Similarly, in non-uniform motion, it would be a zigzag or something or curve. Okay. For uniform, it's a straight line, and for non-uniform, it's a curve or. Now, here's a note that you have to write down. Like the slope of distance time graph gave us what? The speed. Similarly, the slope of VT graph, I'm writing in short, VT graph gives acceleration. In last video, I told you how to calculate slope of a graph. The slope of distance time graph gives speed and slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. There's one more point to it. The area under, this is the most important fact of velocity time graph, that is area under VT graph gives distance traveled by the body. These are very important 2 points regarding velocity time graph. The first one is that the slope will be giving acceleration and area will be giving distance traveled by the body. Now in this question, we have to find acceleration and distance traveled by the body. See, in the last point that we wrote, we wrote that slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration, and how to calculate slope was already explained to you in the last video, right? Now you can find out slope by that manner also, but here we can apply formula also. See, you have to find acceleration, and earlier we wrote, in the last video only we wrote formula of acceleration also, that was v minus u divided by t, right? Where v was final speed, u was initial speed, and t was time. Now if you see over here, the initial speed is 0 and final speed of the body is 15. See, from the graph you can find it out. Initial is 0 and final is there. See the velocity over here, that is 15. So v is 15, u is 0, time from 0 to 6. So time would be 6 seconds. So if you put these values, so you can find the acceleration by this method also, that a is equal to 15 minus 0 divided by 6. So that would be 15 by 6. Answer would be 15 by 6. You can make it in a simplest term, that is 5 by 2 or 2.5. 2.5 meter per second square. So by this method also you can find acceleration, by slope method also or by the formula also. Second part of this numerical is that you have to find the distance. So in a note written, we wrote that area under the curve gives distance traveled by the body. So if you see this line that is given in the question, the area under this is in shape of triangle. So if you have to find the distance traveled body, you have to find the area of triangle. So now you have to find the area of triangle to calculate distance. So distance, you can write down distance is equal to area of the triangle. You all know what is the formula of area of a triangle, that is half base into height. So you can write half multiplied by base. So base, you can see the base from triangle only from 0 to 6. Base is 0 to 6, that is 6 into height. You can see the height also from 0 to 15. So height is 15. Solve this. 2 3s are 6 and 15 3s are 45. So answer to this question would be 45 meter. So you can calculate acceleration by using the formula also, or by using slope formula that we discussed earlier. And to calculate distance, you just have to calculate the area of the figure that would be made by the graph. If it's a triangle, then calculate area of triangle. If it's a straight line, then make it a square. So now if the graph is like this, a straight line, and you have to calculate distance, so the area under this line would be in shape of a square. You can see it can be of a shape of a square. So you just have a rectangle. So you just have to calculate the area of this square or rectangle, and then you can find the distance. So in this case, distance would be equal to area of rectangle, and rectangle is L into B. If you see the length is from 0 to 6, so that is 6. And if you see the width, that is from 0 to 10. So 6 into 10. Answer to this question would be 60 meter. Now, if you want to calculate acceleration, formula was v minus u by t, final minus initial. Now, if you see the graph, its initial speed is 10 and final is also 10 only. So if you calculate acceleration v minus u, 10 minus 10 becomes 0. So if there's a straight line, acceleration would be equal to 0.